hit both doors.
Yeah. So tell us a story about the cemetery.
So this cemetery got flooded, and it was, I think it was in the 50s or 60s, and most of the cemetery got wiped out, and the bodies and coffins were coming up out of the ground and were all around Woonsocket.
Wow. In the 50s, you said?
Yeah, it's either the 50s or 60s. I can't remember 100%. But a lot of these, this cemetery was for like a lot of the towns, like the wealthy people in the town. Like a lot of people that like owned the mills and had money to back the town up.
Like the aristocrats of Woonsocket.
Yeah, like the founding members and stuff.
Oh wow, it's a beautiful cemetery. I'll tell you that. Look at all the architecture here.
Yeah, and then when we go to leave, there's another grave we can stop and look at, but it's called Little Rose. And she lived on the house right across the street from the cemetery at the corner, and she was Catholic, and she had they called it, I think it was the Mark of Christ.
This is pretty interesting. A religious woman who died in Woonsocket nearly a century ago, apparently still having an impact on people in Rhode Island and also around the world.
And it was she would bleed from her hands and her feet, like during Lent and stuff like that, and like she would have like a crown of thorns embedded in her head that would like pop through like her skin. It was like a big thing.
Oh wow! And her grave is in the cemetery.
Yeah, it was like a big religious thing in the area. People came by and got blessed by her and stuff like that.
So this is a predominantly Catholic cemetery.
Yeah.
Bedridden young woman in Woonsocket whose deep spirituality is believed by some to cause miracles.
So this is Little Rose. She had the Mark of Christ, and I believe it was every Lent she would bleed from her hands and feet, and she would have a crown of thorns that would come from underneath her skin around her forehead. And during that time she wouldn't eat or drink. She would just stay alive. She would have people come over the house and they would pray to her and stuff like that.
Here's her. 1902 to 1936.
I don't remember.
President David Ethier gave us an hours-long tour of the hundreds of mementos saved from Rose's life, depicting her deep suffering as a bedridden young woman.
Little Rose suffered a lot, and at this time I was suffering. And Little Rose taught me about suffering, the importance of what it's all about.
A passion project for Ethier, he said Little Rose attracted the faithful from around the world when it's believed she would experience the Passion of Christ every Friday, bleeding from her hands, feet, and head as if she wore Jesus' crown of thorns. Her memory kept alive by this museum, books.
I've never taken one.
You said she possibly died of